Hey, it's Chris here. Well, this is a video that I wanted to put together that is, it talks about who is Chris Jones, who am I? And I put this together because I think it's important that you know where I come from, maybe my background, in relation to the fact is, can you be a successful internet entrepreneur if you're new to this, if you're not technical, if you're working another job, if you have maybe failed in the past several times, can you be successful in the fact that your personality is maybe unique in its own? So, who is Chris Jones? It's just a video that I want to put together is letting you know who I am and that I'm nothing special. Again, I'm going to sit here on this couch and I'm going to talk to you about where I come from, who I am, and more importantly, I want you to think to yourself, while I say and give you my story, are you any different, really? Because you're not. So I just wanted to briefly give you this. Now, I guess it all started in high school. I grew up in a family that owned a restaurant business. In fact, you know, in the restaurant business, as tough as it was, I really realized that I didn't want to work for someone else. I didn't want to trade time for money. And though the restaurant business is your own business, it really owns you, more or less. There were so many hours that were put in my family that I knew I wanted to work for myself, but not in the service industry. So I went to high school, finished high school, and my dream was to be a professional athlete, moved to Southeast Asia, and became a professional kickboxer. I wanted to do the art of Muay Thai. I wanted to train and be an athlete. And with my half family, my step family being Thai, I had that influence in my life. So I moved to Thailand, dropped everything, moved to Southeast Asia, and that was what I was doing for a couple of years. And I have to tell you, after getting hit in the head a million times, or kicked in the head more or less for over and over, you realize that you probably couldn't do that when you're 50 years old, or you shouldn't. So I came to the realization that I couldn't be doing that as a long-term career, moved back to the United States, to Minnesota where I grew up, and I decided to go to college. In fact, I applied for the University of Minnesota while I was in Thailand, sitting in this little cafe. In fact, I remember taking math tests while I was sitting in an internet cafe. It was crazy, and I was horrible. I failed every one of them. I was a kickboxer, not a mathematician or a student. So, needless to say, I actually got into the University of Minnesota through some miracle, no idea why or how. And I went to college, and right after 9/11, I got a job opportunity from Homeland Security. I was studying criminology and some business classes, and I got a job offer, and I figured, well, could I finish college or take the job? And because of the timing of what happened in 2001, in September, I took the job. I thought this was going to be a huge opportunity, which it was, and for almost 2 years I worked for Homeland Security, and it was a great job for me. I was a young guy, didn't finish college, but it was some great money. Unfortunately, I was not excited about how the government worked, as far as it's very much like the military, and how you have to go up by ranks to really excel, and it just wasn't for me. I wanted more freedom. Again, I was this entrepreneur inside, yet I wasn't letting it out, and therefore I decided to move to Miami. Why Miami? I don't know, but picked up everything, moved to the beaches of North Miami Beach, and got my Series 63, I think it was, or Series 7, and became a broker, a financial advisor out there at a pretty decent sized firm, and had no idea what I was doing, but made a ton of money. And so I worked really, really hard. I was dialing over 400 phone numbers a day to find that one client that would send me money and that would invest with me. So it was one day, I remember I was sitting there, I had all this money and sports cars, and I was living on the beach. And there was a gentleman who invested with me and invested multiple six figures, and it was gone overnight. I remember coming in the next day just floored, just broken, because my client had lost everything. And I asked my boss what to do, and he said, you got to call him and ask him for more money. And I told him, I don't know if I can do that. He's like, either you do that or you find another job. And of course I did, and the guy sent more money. But at that time, I knew that was the end of it for me. It was not for me. I wasn't being of service more than I wanted to be. So again, I picked up everything. I said, you know what, I'm going to go back to where my roots are, and I moved back to Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the snow, and started my own business. Started to get into industries like network marketing and different things here and there. I really didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was living off savings and almost lost everything. In fact, I pretty much did lose everything. I was driving a beater around, and I remember it was one day somebody sent me an email. Another gentleman called Chris. His name was Chris, and he said, I think his email said something like make 6 figures the next year, something like that, on the internet. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I saw how he was doing it. He was a real young guy. I think he was 23, 24 at the time. I said, man, if this guy can do it, I can do it. And I remember selling $2,000 of furniture that I had and paying back a loan from a friend that I needed to pay back, and taking out another loan from him after I paid him back, just for good graces. And that was all the money I had left. That was a do or die for me. And believe it or not, the first month I did, I think it was $11,000 or $12,000, not knowing a clue about internet marketing whatsoever. And then from there, I just leveraged myself. I started to study the industry. I started to surround myself with great mentors out there, and researching people like the Frank Kerns of the world. And now I live a lifestyle, and I live a passion that I really, really honestly, and I have to tell you, those of you watching this video, I love what I do, and first and foremost, I love helping people. I love communicating to people that they have as good of a shot as anybody. You're not born with, I don't think, a talent to be successful, meaning you're not born saying you're going to be successful, you're not, you are, you're not. It doesn't work like that. You're given a chance. Everybody is born with potential, right? Everybody has the same potential to be successful in something. And I think internet marketing has some of the greatest benefits because of the time freedom it gives you, the leverage of time. I can sit here on this couch and speak to you in my free time, and I don't have to worry about going to a job, and I can have the lifestyle of having the car that I want, or the travel when I want, and so forth. So I guess the purpose of this video, if you got anything from this, is I'm a young guy, I'm 30 years old, I can pretty much go where I want, do what I want, but the best part is I can sit here and I can help people, and there's a business model that's put together that if followed, you can really, really succeed. Now again, I'm not here, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to pitch you anything. I'm not here to be a salesman, because I'm not. I'm the worst salesman of all time. I suck at selling. That's why I'm sitting here with a hat on. I want you to know that I am very relaxed. But I am here to show you what I do and how I do it, and how you can do the same thing. How you can plug into the same models that I've used, the same systems. If you haven't seen the 7-Day Boot Camp, make sure you check that out. I designed this program called the 6 Months to 6 Figures to really map out being successful using the internet. And it's up to you to take action. It's up to you to pick up the phone and call. It's up to you to say, you know what, enough is enough, and really do something about it. So with that, this is a long video, and I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling. But that's my story. That's who Chris Jones is. And hopefully I can get some feedback and hear about your story. And hopefully we can change your future, change your lifestyle if that's something you're looking to do. So this is Chris. See ya. Bye-bye.